Muscle loss doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow thief. You don't notice it at first. Climbing the stairs feels just a little harder. Carrying the groceries takes a bit more effort, and suddenly the thought of running or hiking feels exhausting. But here's the thing. This decline isn't just aging. It's preventable. And today, I'm sharing my secret. Most people believe that muscle loss is simply part of getting older, like wrinkles or gray hair, something that just happens and can't be stopped. But that's not entirely true. Muscle loss, especially the kind that significantly affects your mobility and independence, is far more influenced by lifestyle than by age alone. Yes, there are changes in hormones and protein synthesis as we get older, but the rate at which muscle declines is something you can directly influence. Imagine two people in their 70s. One walks with a cane, struggles to get out of a chair, and avoids stairs. The other hikes, carries groceries with ease, and plays with their grandchildren. They're the same age, but their lifestyles have been entirely different. That difference didn't happen by luck. It was built over years of either investing in or neglecting their muscle health. Sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss, often begins quietly. You may not notice it in your 40s or even early 50s, but the gradual decrease in muscle mass and strength is already underway. Without intervention, that decline accelerates. Studies show that by the time most people reach their 60s, they've already lost a significant portion of their muscle mass, and that loss speeds up with each passing decade. But here's the good news. The human body is remarkably adaptive. It responds to signals. If you give it the signal to grow and strengthen muscles through proper nutrition and resistance training, it will respond at almost any age. Think of muscle as a use it or lose it system. If you don't regularly challenge your muscles, your body assumes you don't need them. It reallocates those resources elsewhere. This is why people who lead sedentary lives lose strength much faster than those who remain physically active. But activity alone isn't enough. Without the right nutrients, your muscles can't repair and rebuild effectively. It's like trying to renovate a house without supplying the construction materials. The mistake many people make is assuming that muscle decline is inevitable, so they don't bother to fight it. That belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. In reality, small, consistent actions can dramatically slow the process. Simple daily habits, like incorporating high-quality protein into every meal, lifting moderate weights a few times a week, or even doing bodyweight exercises at home, can keep muscles strong well into your later years. Preventing muscle loss isn't just about looking fit. It's about maintaining your independence. Strong muscles protect your joints, stabilize your balance, and help prevent falls. They support your metabolism, keep your bones healthy, and even play a role in regulating blood sugar. In other words, muscle is not just a luxury, it's a necessity for healthy aging. The question isn't whether muscle loss is preventable, it's whether you're willing to do what it takes to prevent it. The choice and the power is in your hands today. When people talk about eating enough protein, the conversation often stops at the total grams consumed each day. While total protein intake is important, there's a critical layer beneath that most overlook: the quality of the protein and the specific amino acids it contains. Not all protein is created equal, and your muscles know the difference. You could eat large amounts of certain plant proteins or low-quality processed sources and still fail to stimulate muscle repair and growth effectively. That's because your body is looking for specific building blocks, and one in particular plays a starring role: leucine. Leucine is a branched-chain amino acid that acts like an ignition key for muscle protein synthesis. Imagine your muscles are like a high-tech machine sitting idle in a factory. The factory is stocked with materials, but until you insert the key and turn it, the machine doesn't start running. Leucine is that key. Without enough of it, your body doesn't get the full GAO signal to repair and build new muscle fibers. Even if you've been exercising, you could work out, eat, and rest, but without adequate leucine, your progress will be frustratingly limited. High-quality proteins from animal sources, such as eggs, dairy, poultry, fish, and lean meats, naturally contain higher concentrations of leucine and other essential amino acids in the right ratios your body needs. This is what we call a complete protein. Plant-based proteins can absolutely support muscle health, but they often require careful combining to provide all the essential amino acids in sufficient amounts, and they typically contain less leucine per serving. For someone looking to maintain or build muscle, especially later in life, hitting that leucine threshold at each meal becomes a game changer. Timing also matters. It's not just about hitting your protein target for the day, It's about distributing that protein evenly across meals so your muscles get multiple opportunities to be stimulated for growth. Research suggests that each meal should provide at least 2 to 3 grams of leucine to maximize muscle protein synthesis. For many people, that might look like 2 eggs and a serving of Greek yogurt at breakfast, a piece of chicken or fish at lunch, and lean meat or a high-protein plant-based combination at dinner. Another common mistake is underestimating protein needs as we age. Younger individuals may maintain muscle more easily with modest protein intakes, but older adults face anabolic resistance, a reduced sensitivity of the muscles to protein's growth signals. This means that the same 20 grams of protein that might work for a 25-year-old may not be enough for someone in their 60s or 70s. Increasing both the quality and slightly the quantity of protein can help overcome this challenge. When you focus on protein quality, you're not just eating to survive, you're eating to thrive. It's about giving your body the exact tools it needs to maintain strength, function, and resilience for decades to come. When it comes to preserving muscle mass, sometimes the most powerful solutions are the simplest, and they've been right in front of us all along. Eggs are one of those solutions. Often underestimated because of their familiarity, eggs are nature's perfect muscle food. Each one is a compact package of high-quality protein, essential fats, vitamins, and minerals. They are also one of the richest natural sources of leucine, the amino acid that acts as the trigger for muscle protein synthesis. That means every time you eat an egg, you're sending a strong message to your muscles: repair, rebuild, and stay strong. But eggs aren't just about protein. They contain all 9 essential amino acids in exactly the ratios the human body needs. This makes them a complete protein source, which is critical when trying to maintain or grow muscle mass. Beyond the protein, eggs are packed with nutrients that indirectly support muscle health, like vitamin B12 for nerve function, choline for brain health, and selenium for cellular protection against oxidative stress. These might not sound like muscle nutrients at first, but the reality is that strong muscles depend on a healthy nervous system, efficient energy metabolism, and protection from the wear and tear of daily life. Some people still carry outdated fears about cholesterol in eggs, but the latest research has shown that for most healthy individuals, dietary cholesterol from eggs has little to no negative effect on blood cholesterol levels. In fact, the fats in eggs, including omega-3s in pasture-raised varieties, can help reduce inflammation, a silent factor that contributes to muscle breakdown over time. Choosing high-quality eggs, especially those from pasture-raised hens, can provide even greater nutritional benefits. The versatility of eggs makes them an easy addition to any diet. They can be scrambled, boiled, poached, baked into dishes, or mixed into salads. And because they are so satiating, they help control appetite, which is important for maintaining a healthy weight, another key factor in keeping muscles strong and joints protected. Pairing eggs with vegetables and a source of complex carbohydrates, such as whole grains or sweet potatoes, creates a balanced meal that fuels both immediate energy needs and long-term muscle preservation. One of the most important benefits of eggs for older adults is how efficiently the body can absorb and utilize their protein. As we age, our ability to extract amino acids from food and use them to build muscle decreases. This makes highly digestible, bioavailable proteins like eggs even more valuable. Unlike some protein supplements that may be incomplete or processed, eggs provide these nutrients in their most natural and effective form. The bottom line is simple. If you want to protect your muscles, eating eggs regularly can be a cornerstone habit. They're affordable, widely available, easy to prepare, and nutritionally dense. In a world where people search endlessly for exotic superfoods, sometimes the true secret to strength is as simple as cracking open an egg. One of the most overlooked truths about building and preserving muscle is that it's not the occasional, big effort that produces lasting results. It's the small, consistent actions repeated day after day. The body responds to what you do most of the time, not what you do once in a while. You could eat a perfect, protein-rich meal today, but if the rest of the week is filled with nutrient gaps, your muscles won't get the steady supply of building materials they need. Think of your muscles like a construction site. Workers can't build a strong, sturdy structure if they only receive materials once in a while. They need daily shipments, delivered reliably, to keep the work going. Muscle health thrives on rhythm. Every time you eat a protein-rich meal, you stimulate a process called muscle protein synthesis. But that signal fades after a few hours. If you go long stretches of the day without supplying more protein, you miss opportunities to reinforce and maintain muscle tissue. This is why spreading high-quality protein evenly across meals is far more effective than consuming most of it at just one time of day. The goal is to give your body multiple triggers for muscle growth and repair rather than just one big push. Consistency also applies to movement. Lifting weights once a week or doing resistance exercises sporadically won't create lasting changes. Your body adapts to what you demand of it regularly. If you tell your muscles, through regular training, "We need you strong and ready," they will respond. But if days and weeks pass without that message, the body assumes the extra muscle isn't necessary and slowly begins breaking it down. This is especially true as we age, when the signals for muscle preservation need to be even more deliberate and frequent. Another reason consistency matters is that muscle preservation isn't just about muscle. It's about all the supporting systems, bones, joints, tendons, nerves, and even your cardiovascular health. These systems adapt together over time, and they require regular stimulation to stay in peak condition. Missing too many workouts or skimping on quality nutrition for long periods weakens the whole chain. Once that decline sets in, rebuilding becomes harder than simply maintaining in the first place. The beauty of consistency is that it doesn't require perfection. You don't need to eat flawlessly or train intensely every day to protect your muscles. What matters is showing up regularly. That could mean including a high-protein breakfast every morning, committing to 3 resistance training sessions per week, or making sure you never go a day without some form of purposeful movement. Small, steady habits compound into powerful results over months and years. The people who remain strong, mobile, and independent deep into their later decades are rarely the ones who relied on bursts of effort. They are the ones who built a lifestyle around daily choices that support their strength. Consistency turns short-term actions into long-term resilience, and in the battle against muscle loss, it's the quiet, steady effort that wins. Nutrition lays the foundation for strong muscles, but without movement, especially resistance training, that foundation can't reach its full potential. Muscles are built on the principle of adaptation. When you challenge them, they respond by becoming stronger and more resilient. But if the challenge is absent, the body assumes the extra muscle tissue is unnecessary and begins to break it down. This is why pairing protein-rich nutrition with regular strength-based activity is not just helpful, it's essential. Resistance training works by creating tiny, controlled amounts of stress on your muscles. This stress comes in the form of microscopic tears in the muscle fibers. Far from being harmful, these micro tears are the stimulus your body needs to rebuild the muscle stronger than before. But this rebuilding process can't happen effectively without the right raw materials, which is where nutrition comes in. Think of it like repairing a road. The damage signals the need for repair crews, but without the right tools and materials, the work stalls. Protein, especially high-quality protein, is the asphalt, steel, and concrete your body uses to complete those repairs. The type of resistance training you choose doesn't have to be complicated or intimidating. Free weights, resistance bands, machines, or even your own body weight can all be highly effective tools. What matters most is that the exercises you do engage multiple muscle groups and are performed consistently. Squats, push-ups, rows, and planks can be done at home without expensive equipment and still deliver powerful results. As you progress, gradually increasing the resistance or difficulty ensures that your muscles continue to adapt rather than plateau. One of the most important benefits of resistance training is that it improves more than just muscle size. It enhances bone density, strengthens connective tissues, and improves joint stability, all of which protect against injuries and support long-term mobility. It also sharpens coordination and balance, which dramatically reduces the risk of falls, a leading cause of injury in older adults. Pairing resistance training with proper nutrition creates a feedback loop that accelerates results. The workout sends a clear message to your muscles: "We need you." The protein you eat afterwards says, "Here's the material to make you stronger." Without either part of that message, the process is incomplete. You can eat all the protein you want, but without the training stimulus, your body won't prioritize sending those amino acids to your muscles. And you can work out as hard as you like, but without the building blocks in your diet, your muscles won't repair and grow effectively. The synergy between movement and nutrition is what transforms the fight against muscle loss from an uphill battle into a winning strategy. It's not a question of choosing one or the other. The real power comes when both are working together, consistently, week after week. That's when muscles don't just survive the aging process, they thrive. Strong muscles are about far more than appearance or athletic performance. They are the foundation of independence, Vitality and quality of life. When muscles are strong, everyday tasks remain effortless. You can rise from a chair without thinking, carry your groceries with ease, climb stairs without feeling winded, and move confidently without the fear of falling. These abilities may seem small now, but they are priceless as the years go by. Once they're lost, the road back can be long and difficult. Preserving muscle isn't about vanity. It's about safeguarding the freedom to live life on your terms. Loss of muscle strength is often the beginning of a chain reaction. Weak muscles can lead to reduced activity, which accelerates the decline. Less movement means weaker bones, stiffer joints, and a slower metabolism. It becomes harder to maintain a healthy weight, and chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and osteoporosis become more likely. In contrast, strong muscles create a positive cycle. They make movement easier, which encourages more activity, which in turn keeps the muscles strong. This ripple effect touches nearly every system in the body, from cardiovascular health to brain function. Muscles also act as a reservoir for glucose, helping regulate blood sugar levels. This is particularly important as we age, when insulin sensitivity naturally declines. People with more muscle mass tend to have better metabolic health and lower risk of developing diabetes. On top of that, strong muscles protect the joints by absorbing some of the impact from daily activities, reducing wear and tear over time. The psychological benefits of maintaining muscle strength are just as important. There is a deep sense of confidence and security that comes from knowing your body can handle whatever life throws at it. Whether it's hiking with family, playing with grandchildren, or simply getting through a busy day without fatigue, strong muscles help you participate fully in life instead of watching from the sidelines. That confidence also reduces fear of falling, of needing help, or of losing independence. And when fear diminishes, people are more willing to stay active, creating yet another positive feedback loop. This is why protecting muscle is one of the most powerful investments you can make in your future. It doesn't require extreme training or complicated diets. It's about consistent choices, nourishing your body with high-quality protein, challenging your muscles with resistance training, and staying active in ways you enjoy. The earlier you start, the more benefits you can preserve. But it's never too late to make progress. Even individuals in their 70s, 80s, and beyond can gain strength, improve balance, and enhance their quality of life with the right approach. Strong muscles are not a luxury, they are a necessity for living fully. Every rep, every healthy meal, every step you take is a deposit into your strength bank. And when you need to draw on it to carry a bag, climb a hill, or simply stand tall, you'll be glad you invested.